Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome back to the 2024 Netrunner World Championships right here in San Francisco, California. My name is still Cranked.
And I'm Orbital Tangent, a.k.a. Josh, pronouns he, him.
Yes, and we are back with, so we're starting to wind things down here at the 2024 World Championships. Now, before we get into our next match, we do have a bit of an update for the folks at home. The match that we had lined up on camera for you next was going to be Sokka versus the King. Unfortunately, the King had some other commitments and made the extremely difficult decision to drop from the tournament. So our hearts go out to the King. We hope all is well. And absolutely huge congratulations to the King for not just his performance in this tournament, but his performance all year long. He's been absolutely killing it. But the good news for you folks at home and for everybody in this room here in the Hyatt in San Francisco, California, is that there is still Netrunner to be played. Sokka, the three-peat narrative continues as Sokka meets D in losers finals.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. This is something that I have been waiting for all weekend long. Sokka is on my bet runners, so I had to get that value. And if he can ride it all the way through, then maybe I can squeak out a win there.
And in addition to trying to run it back 2 times over as world champion, Sokka making the extremely gutsy play of running it back with roughly the same archetype on Corp's side that propelled him to victory last year in Barcelona.
Absolutely.
It is built to last, but we're not scoring agendas, or at least we're not planning to score many of them. This is built to last grinder. Sokka looking to install massive walls of barriers, just erecting that giant W that the Wayland Consortium is known for, letting the runner crash against the shore, break themselves on his defenses, and that he will break them with a copy of Clearinghouse.
Yeah, absolutely. That is classically how this deck will win, is it will tick up a Clearinghouse and then just burn down your apartment.
But on the other side of the table, we've got Deer. Deer has been absolutely killing it all weekend as well, piloting the ever-present lat ethical freelancer that we've been seeing with an absolute stranglehold over this metagame. And Deer is going to try to pilot their lat to a victory against the Wayland Consortium. Now, Deer's list is a little bit different. They are running Swift lat.
Yeah, Swift lat is wild. That will give you some extra clicks over what Sokka was even getting in the previous matchup that we saw on stream in the last commentary in game.
Yes, because in addition to the Swift, we have the other traditional ways of these decks for getting clicks. We've got Hannah Wheels Palintra, and we've got the DJ Fenris that can be used to gain the ability of an ID like Sable. But again, very flexible card. There's a lot of choices that you can make. In addition to Sable, you have you always have the option of the good old Steve Cambridge, Master Grifter. You could even go with a spicy Lou if you wanted to, although I don't think this is necessarily the matchup for it. But who knows? Maybe Deer is onto something that we don't know. Players starting to draw their opening hands here. Sokka with his thumb on his lower lip, thinking through that opening hand. This is quite the grindy built to last list. Now, his list from last year did play, I believe, 49 cards and 7 agendas. This one is on 44 cards and 6 agendas, so even less of a scoring plan here.
Yeah, so it looks like Sokka is having a little bit of a discussion with the judges, pointing out that more than 4 advancement tokens splayed out so that the stream can see them is going to get a little bit unwieldy. So we may see him stack them a little bit, especially on a Clearinghouse. So it looks like they're having a brief discussion on that right now.
Yes, just about the best way to represent it. We want to make sure that you folks at home are able to follow the action as closely as possible and as accurately as possible, and we will strive to do that for you in return.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Although that is secondary to the players at the table, they do need to be comfortable with how they are playing the game. So it's Sokka talking to the judge. That's very important, just like calling a judge, saying, hey, I don't know if this is going to work exactly how you want it to. Can I make sure that this works for me?
Again, players just going over their opening hands, thinking through what lines do I need to take, what's the overall strategy that I need to use in order to propel myself to victory. Now, Sokka opting to use his own credit tokens rather than the poker chips that are on the table. Just so you are aware at home, those orange ones represent 1 credit, the purple ones represent 3, and the big red circle will be the 5 credit marker. Looks like we're starting this game off. Sokka starting us off with a hedge fund, install an ice on R&D, advance that ice for a net of 1 credit, pass the turn back over. We're underway. This is the lower bracket finals right here in the 2024 Netrunner World Championships. Pass the turn over. It is D.
All right, excellent. So when you're D against this particular list, this particular build to last, what are you looking to build first? Because this lat is going to have to build a rig. It's going to have to put a board presence down. It's not one of those runners that can just, as they say, run naked. So what are we looking to get on the board first?
I would think a barrier breaker, some sort of a fractor, and D does not have a lot of options available to them. It's just 2 copies of Propeller. And that's going to be an interesting bit of tension in this matchup for our viewers to look out for. Propeller is, by definition, a finite resource, at least as far as those power counters are concerned. So once they're gone, they're gone. There are ways to reinstall copies of Propeller off of things like Simulchip, or there's like the second copy, for example. But there could be a point where D just runs out of Propeller counters.
Okay, so
There's a Basalt Spire. Oh, we're starting
right
hot.
off the top.
At least Sokka's able to get that hedge fund back, but D is grabbing one of those 6 agendas on turn 1.
Oh, not off the top, out of HQ. I apologize. Oh, so as D, you're probably very happy to see that.
Thrilled to see that. Deer likely becomes just a bigger. Oh my goodness!
Oh no, there's
6
2
points. Sokka smiling to himself. Hey, that's Netrunner, baby. No way! It can't be. Okay, it isn't. Just a tree line on top. D saying it couldn't have been. Pass the turn back over. Sokka in the hole already. Starting to be a rerun, but on the other side of his match with Zinschling.
Okay, but Sokka has, in the last couple of matches, come down from a deficit that looked astoundingly difficult. And there is reason to think that even with 6 points on Deer's side, this still could happen.
You got it right, partner. 6 points is not 7 points. This game will continue. Sokka with still a chance to grind this one out. We're going to upgrade R&D, play that hedge fund. Looks like we're going to ice a remote server past the turnover. Fermenter ticks up to 2 virus counters. D looking over Sokka's list. What could hurt me here? They may be thinking to themselves.
Absolutely.
Pondering their hand.
Where's my outs? Where do I touch the last point?
Now, it's important in a situation like this. This is an extremely high-stakes moment for Deer. They have to stay calm. It's important to not let the nerves get the better of you in a situation as tense as this, and against a player as good as Sokka 234.
Yeah, you don't want to give Sokka an opening. Even though you're on 6 points, if you just go wild trying to touch agendas anywhere, you could throw the game away. It's yours to lose at this point.
Here's R&D. What is it? Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
Deer!
Deer wins in 2 turns!
Oh, Deer!
And Sokka's
Deer is beside themselves. Big smile on their face.
Sokka's deck just gives up the ghost, just gives it up.
All weekend long.
You get an agenda, and you get an agenda, and you get an agenda.
All weekend long, the BTL was a rock. Just the most stable thing in the world against these runner decks with such finite, limited resources. Deer overcoming all of it, finding a path to victory. And Sokka, still with a smile on his face, his partner embracing him. Just still a commanding performance from Sokka.
Absolutely.
The three-peat was the talk of the weekend, and it was on the table until it wasn't.
And
Sokka still going to go down in this game's history as one of the best to ever do it, and rightfully so. All the congratulations in the world to Sokka.
Oh, yeah, but now the legend of the three-peat is over.
All we can think about is what might have been.
Yeah. Sokka probably still going to stay in this game, however, probably going to be at another Worlds. The back-to-back is not in the picture anymore. The three-peat is still a legend that can live on in the next couple of years here if we see Sokka come back.
Even Jordan lost in the finals, partner. Even Jordan. So Sokka's never out of it. He will always be there. Run from him, hide from him. Sokka will come for the World Championship inevitably.
Yeah, inevitably.
So here's the look at the bracket. We are going to be heading into grand finals here very momentarily. Aruzan is waiting for Deer. These two players have met each other, and in fact, it was in winners finals. Aruzan taking a game as Arasana over Deer's personal evolution. Now, again, the way that the double elimination format works, the player that makes it through on winner's side, and by that I mean does not lose a game in the top 16, needs to just win one game in the grand finals. The person coming in from the lower bracket has to win both. They have to sweep. So Deer still 2 games away from the glory. Arzan just 1. So the excitement is only continuing to build here in San Francisco, California.
Yeah, definitely. Incredible games yet to come. Just a couple more to go until we crown a world champion, though. And we've had incredible games all weekend. This has been just a fantastic experience, and I am so glad that we have been able to do this. This is going to be my last time on stream, so I do want to give a hearty thank you to everybody that has been watching and listening to us commentate all of this. I also want to give a hearty thank you, and I love you, my man, to you, Cranked. It's been amazing to do this, especially because you're an honorary member of the Slums Cast.
I don't listen to it though.
Oh no, neither do I. And my brother from another mother, Pants, he's been here and it's been fantastic to be on with him. Just before I go, I got to give the classic heartfelt earnest speech from your boy Orbs. Everybody, I am so glad that we get to do this 12 years on. It is amazing that we still get to play this game. And I couldn't imagine when we started playing it way back when it started that the game would still exist even now. And I thought we were done 6 years ago. And we are still here. We're still rocking it. It is still going. And I have to say, that's not just because of people like us that are doing commentary, although, we are putting in some work. Shout outs to us. But it's because of everybody at home watching these. It's because everybody that puts in work every day loving this game. It's because everybody that cares for everybody here and who is a fan and is part of this community. You are second to none. We are second to none. Never let them tell us we can't. And Cranked, with that, I got to give it to you. What do you got to say, brother?
Yeah. Fair warning to the audience, I'm likely going to start crying. So I'm going to let you know up front. With that being said, I've been at this game for a long time, over 10 years at this point. I've been watching Worlds coverage for about that period of time. And ever since I started playing, I always wanted to hear my voice over one of these streams. And never in a million years did I think it would ever be possible. And here I am. And I'd like to thank everybody at NSG who made this possible. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. Everybody at NSG, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting us. A few shout-outs that I would like to give before I sign off for the weekend as well. The first shout-out that I'd like to give is everybody back in my hometown of Madison, Wisconsin. Not just my local metagame. Shout-outs to Avi, Hunter, Ben, and all the regulars out there. Oliver, who's actually here in San Francisco with us. But everybody who's ever showed up to one of the meetups, I love you. Thank you so much for making Madison Netrunner a thing again. It was a part of my life that was missing, and now it's back, and I feel like I'm whole again. But in addition to my local meta, I just want to give a shout-out to my family that's been watching me all weekend. They don't play Netrunner. They don't understand a word that's coming out of my mouth. So to my mom and dad, my brother David, his wife, his kid, thank you. I love you very much. And the final shout out is to my girlfriend, Abby. She's also been watching. She's the best thing in my life. I love her so dearly. Abby, I'll be home soon. I miss you. And with that, my name is Cranked. Always be running. And as always, free museum.